Michael Keaton stars in front and behind the camera in Knox Goes Away. Keaton plays John Knox, a failed husband and absent father who's diagnosed with a rare, fast-acting form of dementia. The dementia not only affects his day-to-day life, but also his hitman career. Things become more complicated when his son, played by James Marsden, shows up at his door, covered in blood. He wants John to cover up a mistake he made involving his daughter. Knox keeps his dementia diagnosis a secret. He only tells his old pal, Xavier, played by Al Pacino. He gives Pacino his plan on how he's going to help his son get out of this mess. Knox Goes Away is more than a hitman film. It's about the relationships between the characters, the father-son aspect, the father and the ex-wife, and John Knox and his current lover of 4 years that he sees weekly, and also pays her quite handsomely for sex. He's not a perfect guy. His mind is leaving him in a matter of weeks, and the movie becomes a will he be able to accomplish his final cover-up or final hit, or will it all come tumbling down with the disease? Either way, John Knox won't realize it. Michael Keaton gives an all-star performance here as a guy that he's remorseful on some level, but he's cold the next level. Very much one-note, restrained performance here by Keaton, and a lot of movement with his eyes, showing facial expressions to convey emotion. Al Pacino's Xavier's not in it much. You know his past. You can see the bullet wound in his chest. He's eating Chinese at one point in a bathtub. It's all these little choices, production, costuming, and the way things are framed in the camera really give us as an audience a true description of each character. I really enjoyed Knox's side girlfriend, played by Joanna Colig. She plays sort of a girlfriend prostitute, but you can tell that they have some sort of connection outside of the money exchange. There's a genuine care there from both sides. James Marsden's on edge. He's really protective of his daughter, and his daughter made a mistake and with an older man, and that's the one they're trying to cover up. I like the way that Keaton directs this. He doesn't really spoon feed us with information through dialogue. He gives it all visually, as far as we're seeing what happens rather than being told what happens. As flawed as John Knox is, deep down we still feel for him, and I think that's a tribute to the direction by Michael Keaton and the script. Got to give credit to the cinematographer. He's from Better Call Saul. Did an amazing job composing a lot of shots and the lighting. Made it really feel like a larger budget than what they had. This is a very small budget. They had 25 days or so to shoot this thing, and they actually shot it on the streets of LA. I mean, Michael Keaton says in the commentary that he prefers this guerrilla style of filmmaking where they just jump into a car and shoot. Keaton has had this script for the last decade or so and just didn't have the time to make it until now, and I'm happy that he did. I really enjoyed this little film noir for what it is. It just felt very old school. There's not a lot of action. If you're expecting like a Hitman, John Wick type movie, this is not it. There is a little bit of action, and it does really hit well. Not many people saw it in theaters. It had a limited theatrical release. Premiered at the Toronto Film Festival last year. It got picked up by Saban Films, and it's really a nice gem. This was a blind buy at Walmart this week. I gotta say, I really am surprised by this film. Special features, audio commentary with director Michael Keaton and producers Trevor Matthews and Nick Gordon is a well worth a track. They go into some inside baseball here on behind the scenes, what worked, what didn't. Getting Al Pacino, getting, this great cast. Also, there's a 30-minute behind the scenes building the performances of Knox Goes Away. And I got to say, the Blu-ray looked pretty good. There was some moments where it sort of flickered a little bit. I don't know if that was a stylistic choice with the dementia and all that. But overall, I thought the sound and the video quality were great. Highly recommending Knox Goes Away. It surprised the heck out of me. It's one of my favorite films of the year so far, surprisingly. I had low expectations going into this one. Have you guys seen Knox Goes Away? Let me know in the comments your thoughts. And as always, this has been Return of the Disc. I'm Dan.